Hi, my name is Frank, and this is Joe. We're from Now Yoga, and today we're going to cover gate pose, Parighasana. Gate pose is a side bend with a little bit of a complicated foundation. So Joe is going to come into the beginnings of it by keeping his right shin down and stepping his left foot out. You can see that his left foot grounded onto the floor gives him a nice stable base to work with. But what it also presents are two challenges. One challenge is that it can tweak his knee a little bit and twist it just from his toes turning in. And the other challenge is that because his leg's turning in, it tends to hike his hip up. So if he turns his toes all the way out, now that alleviates all the tension or the twist on the knee, and it also lowers his left hip. So he has a little bit more motion in his pelvis to move. But what it doesn't address is that grounded feeling that he had, especially for a lot of people where flexibility is an issue to get their foot to be flat to the floor. So we can substitute that ground that he's missing out on with a block underneath his foot. Now he's got that foot grounded, the knee is in line, and the hip is lowered for more motion in his spine. He can come into the pose. As you can see here, Joe's knee and toes are pointing in the same direction. But when he turns his foot inward to get more ground, the problem is that the knee and the toes are no longer in line with each other. And as much as he'd like for them to be in line with each other, they're not. Add a side bend to this and it puts even more pressure on the knee. So turning the toes up back again, you can see puts the toes and the knee in the same alignment and there's no pressure. When Joe's leg is turned out like this, it gives him a little bit more room to play in the pose. If he turns his left toes in, you can see that his left hip hikes up and gives him a little bit less room. So we prefer that the toes turn out, and he has that mobility now to really take a deeper side bend. We recommend when this pose is done that the palm faces up. The tendency is when the palm faces down to put too much pressure on the shin and then start to put a little bit of hyperextension in the knee just from that weight dropping in. The other disadvantage that this brings is that when Joe is leaning into his arm, he's not working in all of the parts of the body that he could be working in, like his hips, his legs, his abdominals. So by turning the palm up, he not only alleviates the pressure on his left knee, but he also invites the rest of his body to work in a more uniform manner. And that's Parighasana. Thank you for watching.